Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday. Leaving out a little bit later than I wanted, but we had a few things that we needed to do. Dan actually surprised me. I gave him the footage for mail yesterday at lunch, and then last night he had it finished in Dropbox, and I was like, oh, wow. So I uploaded that last night, and then I had to spend time making sure that was all set to be released. But I got my stuff out, Mal got her stuff out, and we've actually managed to pack very light for our trip today. That's all we need. We really don't need much. We're also taking a box because we're going to be going to some game stores, so we can throw some stuff in that box if we want. Otherwise, we've said goodbye to kitties. We'll see you tomorrow, kitties. Huh? We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, he's a sweet boy.
He's sad.
Yeah,
they always know when we pack up.
Yeah. That's all right. Dad will be over here and spend time with him, so that'll be fine. All right, so we are off to Charlotte. Got a few hours on the road. Probably stop and grab some food first. And then, depending on the time, we may go check in at the hotel first, or we may go to some game stores. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to getting out of town for a night. I can't remember if I mentioned it yesterday, but tomorrow is actually our dating anniversary. It's been 11 years, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
We've been together for 11 years. That's a long time. Our first stop was pulling into downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina, and we just stopped at Joe's Video Games. Like eat at Joe's, but like to play at Joe's. Honestly, it seems more like a repair shop for arcade and pinball cabinets. They just had a few games in there, and the one pet peeve I have with game stores is when they don't alphabetize games, so it took me a while to find stuff, but there's a few things in there. There's still a few GameCube manuals to get, and generally GameCube games are so cheap that it's better to just rebuy the game, to get the manual, to sell the case and the game back to Roland, rather than try and find the manual online and buy it. So there was a few manuals basically for GameCube that I picked up in there. And then also, issue 9 of Nintendo Power, which means, because we have that, we are now missing only the last 9 issues of Nintendo Power, 277 through 285. So once we get those, we have completed Nintendo Power. 101%, in fact, because of Emil's gift with the alternate first cover. So yeah, pretty excited about that. But yeah, you can see, like, it's a lot of arcade cabinets. There's a lot of pinball. Kind of a small store. It had a sizable amount of Super Nintendo imports, Super Famicom games, which is strange. But now we're gonna go hit up another store that is on our way to our hotel. Okay, and it's down here.
Yeah.
We had to come into a shopping mall. It's always fun to see the state of shopping malls in
It's interesting.
2019. I don't think we're going to get any pretzels at Pretzel Star, Mal. That's upsetting. So the place we checked out was G2K Games, which actually has several locations in this area, and they kind of run the gamut. They do video games, but they also do like Magic and comics and tabletop. Like, they have a lot of things going on in there. But same deal as the last store. A few missing GameCube manuals that I managed to pick up, which was really fantastic. And they also had some pretty interesting Saturn titles. They had Sonic Jam, which you don't see very often, which is a cool game, and they had some other rarer things like Herc's Adventure. Nothing I'm in the market for. My market is very narrow right now, but a few interesting things. This hotel room is wild because when you step right here, it looks like this is some sort of crazy mirror, and you realize it's not. It's like a separate room, but it looks like there should be a mirror here that's reflecting all of this. Also, because these are set to the same thing, as you walk in, you hear an echo.
It's weird.
Like if you stand right here, because that one and that one are playing the same thing. Anyway, it's awful and I hate it. Please don't speak to me or my sons ever again. I'm glad it works on both. Anyway, we decided to grab dinner before we came to the hotel. Shout out to Jesse and Megan who recommended Mr. Tokyo, which is a sushi place that has all-you-can-eat sushi. I love those places because guess what? I can eat a lot. I can eat a lot of sushi. So they had some specialty rolls. They had some classics. They had sashimi. Mao had some hibachi also and some soup. So yeah, it was delicious, very delicious, very reasonably priced, and I think a very fitting anniversary dinner. So it was enjoyable. Did you like it? Thank you.
I did enjoy it. It was good.
Yeah, 11 years, which is like if we stood next to each other, we would each form a 1, and then that would be 11, except one of the ones would be slightly taller than the other. But otherwise, you know, we tried. We tried, just like the Focus of the Panasonic LX10 is trying. Now, it's not super late. You can see it's only like almost 9 o'clock. But we have to get up pretty early to get to the airport because we have an interview. Well, Mao has an interview, and then I have an interview, and it's in the morning. And for whatever reason, I thought that we booked our hotel near the airport.
Yeah, we're nowhere near the airport.
We're nowhere near the airport, and I don't remember because we booked this months ago. So either there was nothing available, or it was way too expensive, and this was cheaper. I don't remember exactly why. When we went to check in, they asked for the name on the reservation. And he goes, could you spell that? I was like, Georg. Pretty common to be asked how to spell it because it's not common. And he said, would it be under anything else? And I'm thinking, no, and that's not something I want to hear when I'm checking into the hotel. And we didn't have a reservation. Apparently what happened is we booked the reservation on Marriott's website, and then at some point they renovated the hotel since we booked it, and the room that we were staying in was a spa king, which basically is just this room, a king, but it had like a whirlpool tub. And I don't care about that. That's not important to me. I'm just like trying to get like the cheapest room. And they said because of that, they just canceled the reservation. And I'm like, that's not good. And they're like, well, you should have gotten an email.
And a phone call.
And a phone call. And I'm like, I definitely didn't get a phone call. And I definitely didn't get an email. So the guy's at the counter, and he's like, we have rooms available. I'll fix this. And it's like, well, I appreciate it. So I go through and I start looking at my emails. I have an email that honest to God, I quickly skimmed through it, and my brain was like, this is a phishing scam. And then I moved on. Because, I'm a grandpa, but I'm not the type of grandpa that falls for phishing scams. Turns out it wasn't a phishing scam. The email had no subject line. The body was entirely all caps, a ton of punctuation and spelling errors and grammatical errors.
The address wasn't even a...
And the address, that's the big thing. It didn't come from a Marriott email. It was just a Gmail, like some guy at Gmail. And apparently that was the person that was contacting me from the hotel.
Picture, the hotel wasn't named.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they didn't name anything.
Was the dates even?
No.
Yeah, so
it contained no personal information. There was nothing in there that would have told me that it was
for this hotel
on anything. Yeah. And one of my favorite parts of the email was we had no phone or email to contact you, so we are sending you an email. And I'm thinking, that sentence doesn't make any sense. Anyway, it's irrelevant because they got it sorted out and we have a room. I don't know. If you work for the company, first off, do your best to try and get the actual email address. Like that would help. But then, a subject line is good. Information that's relevant to the stay. Because I get a ton of emails and I get a lot of stuff that's junk. So I'm very quickly like, nope.
What if we get other hotels booked?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it again, it's fine, and
it worked out. It's
yeah,
just,
and also I know that they would have taken care of us regardless. Like they would have put us in a different hotel. That happened to us once before, where we went to Wilmington, and we had
they overbooked
the hotel, and they called us ahead of time, and they said we overbooked the hotel, so we're gonna put you in this other hotel that is like oceanfront. Pretty nice view, huh? Unfortunately, it's night in a suite or whatever, and they're like, "Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Yes." In fact, I hope you overbook all the time because that's great. Anyway, so that was our evening. So we're gonna get some sleep, and I don't even have my laptop because it's at home exporting an Extra Life video, so I can't even work, and that's fine. I'm just gonna relax, watch some HGTV.
Because we don't have cable at home.
Honest to God, it's kind of a tradition. On like anytime we go to a hotel, we watch. Every show now is a house hunting show. They all have different names, but it's basically the same show. So we're gonna watch some house hunting shows and then get some sleep. And then tomorrow we'll go to the airport really early and then go around and see more game stores. Should be fun. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?